Hello, welcome back to the New Order. Recording this on the back of the other episode, which is also why I'm doing the whole voice thing where I'm talking a little bit more softly. Which is appropriate considering we're speaking softly and carrying many nuclear bombs. Also, the sorry, ahead of time. The nature of recording things on back to back is that I can't read your advice from the last episode. So apologies for that. So I can't, if you've told me what this is, I can't know. Probably checked it, but I want to check again. Who's in charge? Romulo Betancourt. No idea who that is. Just exceedingly normal. Well, maybe not. Well, it doesn't look all that mad, compared to what South America was kind of like in the real Cold War. It looks very, very, I guess, normal. Very, a mixed bunch with some problems and some, some stuff that looks like it could be potentially functional. Liberty of the few. It's in the United States or Organization of Free Nations. Ironic. Welsh Unionists win elections. The pro-English coalition of independence was swept into power following a snap election in Wales. The ruling played Cymru. Apologies again, because I don't speak Welsh. Wounded by a controversial Welsh-only education bill and put out of its misery by the coal crisis, already found itself without a majority in Parliament. Their division and incompetence made them easy prey for the cohesive Unionist coalition, led by the conservative John Morris, on a platform of economic revival centered around finding new trade markets. The once ideal of reuniting with England became a winning formula. Many congratulatory calls from business magnates and liberal Democrats worldwide flooded the Unionist phone lines. It remains to be seen if this coalition can hold together its socialist minority and pro-business majority long enough to achieve its dream of a union. Britain is not a dream. How's that gonna work? If these guys are our boys, We await, Mr. President. Okay, it looks like they're... Yeah, okay, yeah, no, they are getting ready for something. they're gonna try something. Yeah. I started to look for opportunities and try to get some of this stuff done. Autobahn Renewal project. Germany's famous highway system, the Autobahn, has seen better days. When Hitler took the project over in the early 30s, he greatly expanded the system to encompass the entirety of the Reich, making it the largest highway system in the world. After the Second World War, plans were put into motion to see the expansion of the Autobahn to all corners of German-dominated Europe, from Moscovian to the Gibraltar Dam, and everything in between. Ambitious expansions were planned for the booming and growing cities of the Reich and were proceeding smoothly. The great economic crash of the 50s put a quick stop to everything. Funding was massively cut, making the planned expansion simply impossible. The highway has begun to decay from chronic lack of maintenance. A stack of proposals have been sent over to our desks. The paperwork details plans for a massive works project to begin much-needed repairs all throughout the Reich on the Autobahn. Expansion plans for easily congested areas have also been mapped out. We only need to give the okay to begin the work. Well, we've got Speer's thing, we've got Bormann and Göring. Bormann is already at the top. We'll put the hair to work, and we've got Heydrich. Heydrich just sucks so much. I guess we'll put the hair to work, because that gives us some stuff to play with. It helps Bormann as well, but I want to have, you know, meta currency to spend on decisions. We've also gone past the new year, and it is 1963. A roar on the radio. Long ago, the Reich's various propaganda outlets had seemingly been won over by Herr Göring, producing pieces which helped strengthen his popularity among Germans and solidifying this man of the people image. Yet despite the tumultuous nature of the Reich over the past few decades, the press have largely remained loyal to the Reichsmarschall and the Wehrmacht's hawks. Due to this good relationship, we shall abuse this proverbial friendship to dominate the Reich's television networks to attempt to convince the people of our inspiring message and well-meaning beliefs. Sounds like a plan. Halted the assault from Turkey in a border skirmish. Deja vu? What? I feel like there are a handful of bugs in this mod, which we may have to live with. Also, if you like this kind of universe, I'm told that a mod called the Thousand Week, I think it is, 1000 Week Reich, is coming out, which is sort of this idea, I think, and just like a little bit less wacky and crazy, and maybe less constant lore or constant, like, you know, visual novel stuff. It's less Nazi visual novel, more just Cold War. Nazis won. And I may cover that as well. You know, depending on whether or not people in my Discord tell me that it's good. I should probably, like, manage my economy, but that sounds like effort. Bormann is getting so much influence. Fair health. Was it good health earlier? I'm gonna send more bonus infantry equipment. Heinrich's making moves. Excuse me? He's spending influence then to do something, maybe? I don't like that. I don't like when I don't like the sentence Heinrich is making moves. Being regarded as a man of the people by most German citizens, Reichsmarschall Germans, Göring has found considerable support from the aristocratic elements of society. Yep. Party with high society. Yeah, I really don't like that sentence at all. A report from Norway. This is in my interest. From the Executive Office of the Reichskommissariat Norwegen, the Federal Foreign Office of the Großgermanisches Reich, subject regarding unsanctioned civilian propaganda. As noted in previous communications, investigations into supposed domestic subversive elements are currently ongoing and will continue as further evidence is made known. Existing operational forces will be redistributed to locations where they are more needed until such a time as the Office of the Reichskommissar deems it necessary. Force deployments of the garrisons, state security agencies, and local federal police forces are determined via the complex needs of the Reichskommissariat and may appear unorthodox, but they are being utilized to their fullest extent. During this period, efforts to monitor ongoing supposed domestic subversive elements will continue as needed, but pursuant to the intentions of the security apparatus and... oh my god, this just says a lot of nothing. The ongoing mission to the Kaiserreich Reich and its interests in Kommissariat Norwegen are being met at pace and until further notice will not require increased activity in anti-propaganda endeavors. Yep, so many words, have never had so little to say. This is fucking hell, dude. Oh, I complained about this last episode. And they make a meme out of it. Fucking hell. Yes, made moves. What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? Completed. Okay. Okay, I guess. This music does kick ass. Now what to research in this Lovecraftian non-Euclidean hellscape? Probably recon company. That's always a safe bet. Any weapon stuff we can do? Nope, not yet. Enables Cobra, but we're not gonna be able to build it, are we? Joystick controlled anti-tank weapon. Very cool. It's like that Israeli tank with the Xbox controllers in it. Dine with high society is done. And let's go with the biggest paradise yet. Given our increasingly militaristic agenda, it only makes sense to put the might of the Wehrmacht on display for the globe. Now how do we plan on doing this? Through a parade, of course. A Göring-normous parade through the streets of Germania. Hopefully holding the biggest parade in German history will spill over into nationalistic fervor and a longing to see the Reich reclaim its rightful glory whilst worrying out opponents. We're absolutely sure of it. Yes, of course. It's exactly how it works. Just a big display will fix all our problems. Big display of, you know, of saber rattling, dick wagging, and futile military expenditure during an economic crisis. Always good. Spear and Heydrich are making moves. Oh my man. No, never mind. I thought they were all making moves, but I was just looking at the illegitimacy ones. I was like, oh my god, everyone's doing stuff. I'm scared. Still scared about Heydrich making moves, because I don't know what that means. I'm guessing it's probably just weapons again, since that's the only option that we have access to, though I don't know if they have access to others. Like, I can see Heydrich's one being extremely cursed. Do they need to capture... So if the, like, for the National Socialists in Portugal to take over, do they need to capture these guys as well, or do they just need the capital? Because if they need oh, they got 2 capitals, very cool. If they need any of these, then there's no way. Oh my god, it's another one. News from Norway arrived today indicating that the Reichskommissar is planning to revitalize the Reichskommissariat's farming and animal husbandry sector, likely to cement both its agricultural supremacy in the region and its trading relationship with the wider Reich. In the region, Norway isn't well known for a lot of arable land. For centuries, Norway's labor market has been comprised of agricultural jobs and related fields, yeah, mostly fishing. And its continuation in the modern era has translated to lowered food costs in the Scandinavian peninsula, while such output mostly serves to meet the population's needs and pales in comparison to other heavy farming regions such as the Ukrainian breadbasket, yeah, of course. Norway's continual investment has managed to curb incidents of famine as well as bolster a respectable export market. Calling this development news is perhaps a step too far, as for the vast majority of Norway's citizens as well as the people of the Einheitspact itself, there will not be a noticeable difference in their lives. Okay, that's actually the first time I've heard the Unity Pact be referred to by its native name, Einheitspact. Or Einheitspact. Work will continue apace, and there will be further gradual advancements in yield and fertility, and all while people of Scandinavia will not have to fear going to sleep with an empty stomach. Very cool. A lot of talk about there potentially becoming more food, or being more food here in the future. Why use many word when few word do trick? The biggest parade yet. Triumph in Germania. Yeah, so they're doing like a Roman style triumph, a big old parade. Hermann Goering looked down at the grandiose display before him. He gripped onto the ledge of the balcony with one hand and waved his jewel-encrusted baton with the other. To enrapture the German people, he thought to himself with a smile, one must appeal to their base instincts, war, military, and grandeur. He had ordered a display of power on a grand scale not seen since before the glorious, or since the glorious celebrations following the triumph of the Second Weltkrieg. It had been expensive, of course, but his revitalization of the economy, following the Führer's inevitable demise, would more than make up for it. A sense of pride surged through him as the German Goering division marched onwards to lead the procession. The splendor of these uniforms, the synchronization of their steps, and sheer beauty of those mechanical creatures rolling forward. It was almost too much to handle. He was enraptured by his own propaganda. Goering chuckled softly. Perhaps he would build a statue of himself in Germania. One for Hitler too, of course, but maybe ever so slightly smaller than his. Stop prattling, failed Marshal. Goering laughed as he turned towards Ferdinand Schöner, who was conferring intensely with Otto Ernst, Reimer, and Johann von Kielmansegg. You're missing the parade. Ah, Ferdinand, did you see that mouse? Amazing. Wow, they built the mouse. They built the meme. Oh, that's actually interesting. I didn't notice the culture. Frankish, Niedersächsisch. Huh. They have cultural... What? Wechseldeutsch? Wechseldeutsch? Large German merge and strong German cultural influence. Interesting. So, yeah, they have like cultural markers here, which is kind of... kind of a little bit spooky, considering, you know, who kind of rules the world right now. Makes me think there are mechanics for that under Heydrich's rule. Norwegian, and then you've got Norwegian, apparently, and then, yep, Sami. Accurate, though there's a lot of Sami up here as well. Mostly Sami here, which is, I mean, there's a lot of Sami there, but I guess you can't, like, do, like, Sami slash Swedish, I guess. Scottish, or sorry, Highlander, and then you've got Lowlander, interesting, and then you've got Irish, 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 and you've got Ulster, mixed demographic containing Catholics and Protestants. Oh boy. Yeah, I hadn't noticed that before. That's kind of cool. It's actually a lot of work must have gone into that. Wolof, Malinke, Fulani. Yeah, this is actually Susu. This is very, very in depth. I wonder how accurate a lot of it is, though. Since it's such so in depth and so like seemingly well thought out. Though I don't necessarily think this is all that indigenous Brazilian. Yeah, I don't think this is necessarily all that accurate with just all of it being Brazilian and then indigenous Brazilian. But that's probably going to change once they have more people working on it. Bolivian is a right-facing llama, and Peruvian is a left-facing llama. That's funny. Yeah, just Mexican all across Mexico. Doesn't seem, you know, yeah. When you got Rockies and stuff, you need to like have regional distinguishing stuff there. Pacific culture, Rockies culture, and we got Southwestern, Corn Belt, Steel Belt, and Dixie, and Yankee, and African American. Huh. Sorry, I'm getting a little bit carried away with this, but it is kind of cool. A lot of Canadian, then you got Inuit, I guess. Quebecois. And East Canadian. Oh shit, sorry. Making our move. Mad of shooting first, oh boy. Although we have seemingly been successful in establishing Reichsmarshal Göring as a Führer's rightful successor among public and military opinion, there are still those who are foolish and stubborn enough to continue to challenge Herr Göring and the Führer's judgment. The time has come. We shall make our move on these hostile elements and... for the safety and security of the Großgermanisches Reich, we will and must be brutal, for it is either ours or their lives. Well said, you bastard. Let's get that research done then. Or the choice of research, rather. Again, we don't really have a lot of special forces, and we won't really use a lot of special forces while we are fighting within our own borders, if that should happen. I'm sure a lot of people have been, because I know in, not the last episode, but the one before that, I speculated what the results of the events might be, and I'm sure a lot of people were like, no, you're stupid. You're not gonna avoid the Civil War. It's Nazi Germany, it's not built to last. Yeah. Having, oh, the song is cool. Having like, having sonar and stuff is stuff we definitely need in the future, because we will be fighting, well, actually, I don't know how much fighting there is in this mod, but if we are fighting, we will be fighting on the ocean, or the oceans. What's going on with our artillery here? Why is it so god-awful? Anti-air armament, yeah, but I want, yeah, we need, what is going on with our artillery right now? Look for opportunities. Kriegsmarine in decline. I mean, I know which one I'm gonna go with. Although we are the world's foremost superpower, our navy does not hold up to this in this day or age. Outdated and massively under-equipped, many of our surface ships sit anchored at port, understaffed and in dire need of refurbishment. A casual observer may mistake active duty warships and dock as a mothballed fleet. It is only under Admiral Dönitz's personal care that the U-boat fleet is even somewhat combat-ready. There are no disagreements throughout the administration. The surface fleet is severely lacking. Our analysts estimate that even the Italian surface fleet is stronger than ours. Them, a disgrace. To get the Navy up to a standard fitting our status as a superpower would require nothing short of total restructuring of our navy, complete with new ships, technology, and tactics. At this time, there is no feasible way we can achieve this. However, there are some temporary remedies available to us. By cutting some of the admiral's salaries and reducing waste, room in the naval budget for substantial improvements is possible, be it weapon systems, overhauls, repairs, new electronics, or even just a new coat of paint. We have an opportunity to finally shape up the Kriegsmarine. Yeah, let's focus on the much-needed maintenance. And divert some infantry equipment. I feel like if that goes over 100, influence is going to become more than moderate. Gets the event a matter of shooting first is a little bit spooky. Since it sounds like we're about to start a war before we can, like, actually, you know... It sounds like we're gonna start a war by just doing the focus, which is kind of spooky. Influence is currently moderate in everyone, and I was sort of expecting it to go higher than that before we started something bad. Central Siberian Republic declared war on the provisional government of Krasnoyarsk. Good luck. So that's interesting, they have different names than they show up as on the map. Because this was the Central Siberian Republic, right? And this is Krasnoyarsk. Pre-state of Magadan declared war on the all-Russian government of Amur. Yeah, a lot of stuff is going down in what was once Russia, making our move. Now we're about to get an event that's potentially going to rip our country apart. Oh boy, Heydrich must die. I couldn't agree more with you going. Folded his arms and prowled around the table, deep in thought. He and his lackeys must be purged. We'll use the failed 50s coup as our explanation. Yeah, it only took us 13 years to handle him. Gurren could feel a surge of energy spiking through him as he reeled off his list of foes. He hadn't felt this alive since 1934. I still haven't decided on Heinrich Müller, or... He's a Baumanite, yes, but many of them will flock to my cause when I'm declared Führer. He stays on the list, he's too much of a risk. Schöner was strumming his fingers against the table. As for Speer's supporters, we should start with this merry band of Bolsheviks. Kiesinger, Schmidt, the loathsome Erhard, Treskov. They should all be hanged as traitors. Not Treskov, Gurren corrected. He's a military man, he must be shot. The Night of the Long Knives has not been this complicated. Purging the SA leadership, a few conservatives, party rivals, nothing compared to the political quagmire Gurren had to navigate. There are many rising officers that must be taken care of as well, Schöner continued. Shot, if you insist. Show me the list, Gurren ran his eyes over the names with a frown. Are these men even political? Perhaps not, but I certainly am, Schöner said with an unblinking stare. If I weren't, you would not be in such a high standing with the militarists. If you think these deaths are necessary, then so be it, Gurren muttered, understanding the threat. Yeah. Was this how Hitler had felt all those years ago, as Gurren nudged him into purging his own personal rivals? What we need is a Reich free of traitors and threats. Let us strangle the SS, Himmler's sycophantic beast in Germania. Reichsführer SS Heydrich has continued to undermine the government since the outbreak of troubles in the early 1950s. Despite the seemingly unlimited power of the Schutzstaffel, their borderline treasonous actions must be halted without impunity. We have no choice but to strangle the SS, throwing them from their collapsing glass tower of secrecy and bureaucracy. In Goering's Reich, treachery is not a tolerable offense, everything will be uncovered. Looks like we're not seeing a civil war this episode because we are almost at time. So, with that, I want to say thank you so much for watching, and once again, any info you need, anything you want to get in touch or whatever, all links in the in the description down below. And thank you again so much to the patrons who support me, and sorry again for not being able to read your comments until, you know, after this video. I'll try to leave a little break so that I can read some comments and respond to them before I record the next batch. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.